Have you ever imagined witnessing the deepest secrets of the universe revealed millennia ago and hidden in the pages of history? Embark with us on this extraordinary journey through the book of Revelation, where divine mysteries unfold before your eyes. Explore hidden truths and prophecies that defy the passage of time, and glimpse the future in a way that has never been revealed before. Don't miss a moment of this extraordinary revelation that will shape your worldview. Stay with us and uncover the unthinkable. Jesus revealed his identity even before the creation of the world, sharing with us various mysteries, including events that preceded the act of creation itself. These revelations are recorded in the book of John. Jesus' prayer in the 17th chapter of John is a moment of profound significance in the Bible. In it, we can glimpse the heart of Jesus as he addresses his Father. Although Scripture contains several notable prayers, such as those of Solomon, Abraham, and Moses, Jesus' prayer stands out as the greatest on record. Jesus spoke of the glory and majesty he shared with God the Father before the world even existed. In John 17:1-5, he says, "When Jesus had said these things, he lifted up his eyes to heaven in prayer and said, 'Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, that your Son may glorify you.'" Before the creation of the earth, God existed, and he shared a majesty with his Son. The biblical narrative begins with several beginnings, including the creation of man and creatures, but it is clear that God does not have a beginning there. God was present from the beginning of the Bible and took part in the creation of the universe. The Bible emphasizes in several verses that God is uncreated and eternal in his being, indicating that he has always existed and will always exist. In the first chapter of Genesis, the use of the plural term Elohim, meaning three or more gods, suggests theologically that God is a trinity, being three in one, revealing a deep and complex understanding of his nature. A person's true nature is often revealed through their genuine prayer, and in chapter 17 of John's Gospel, we are offered a unique insight into the heart and essence of Jesus. In this powerful prayer, Jesus addresses key themes of this gospel, including glory, sending, faith, the world, and love. He begins by asking for glorification. "Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, so that your Son may also glorify you." Previously, the time for Jesus' glorification had not yet come, but now, the moment has arrived. By praying for himself, Jesus does not show selfishness. On the contrary, his concern for himself reflects his concern for the glory of the Father. Jesus didn't wait for the completion of his work on the cross to glorify God the Father. His life, from his circumcision and dedication in the temple, to his silent years of obedience in Nazareth, and throughout his earthly ministry, was a constant glorification of God the Father. Every action, sermon, healing, and interaction demonstrated an unwavering commitment to divine glory. By saying, "I have finished the work," Jesus, with divine confidence, acknowledges the completion of his mission on the cross. His prayer for glorification is unique in that it is not a search for independence, but an expression of continual dependence on God the Father. Unlike the common quest for praise and attention, Jesus' request for glorification reflects total dependence, as evidenced by his words, "Glorify me together with yourself." His awareness of pre-existence and shared glory with the Father reveals his deep understanding of his own divine nature. The reference to, "with the glory that I had with you before the world existed," confirms not only Jesus' pre-existence, but also his equality with God the Father. This prayer reinforces Jesus' claim that he and the Father are one, as recorded in John 10:30. Throughout John's Gospel, the emphasis on Jesus' glory is evident. The author carefully records Jesus' many references to his own glory in this prayer. The unfolding of events before the crucifixion begins with the betrayal, and the statement, "Now the Son of Man is glorified," points to the purpose of Jesus coming into the world. He would give himself over to death and then rise from the dead as a substitutionary act of atonement. The Son would glorify the Father, and the Father would glorify the Son, a mutual promotion of glory between them. The central purpose of Christians is to highlight the greatness of God in all their thoughts, words, and actions. Jesus, praying in John 17:24, expresses his desire that those given to him should be with him to testify to the glory granted by God before the foundation of the world. Everything we are or achieve in our spiritual journey is attributed to the Savior, who sacrificed himself for us and interceded so that we could be one with him. He offered a remarkable example of prayer in our lives. The book of Revelation again portrays the glory of Jesus. John, charged with recording visions, witnesses a majestic Jesus, incomparable to any ordinary human being. Turning around, he sees 7 golden lampstands and, in the middle of them, someone resembling the Son of Man, dressed in a long robe with a golden sash around his chest. The strong and distinctive voice that John heard, similar to the sound of a trumpet, belongs to Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. By identifying himself with these titles, Jesus clearly proclaims his divinity. John, when he turned around, probably experienced a deep emotion, recognizing Jesus' voice as that of a familiar friend, although described as that of a trumpet. This face-to-face encounter with the glorified Jesus was awaited after years of earthly ministry. The description of hair as white as wool and eyes like flames of fire evokes images of divine authority and discernment. The feet of polished bronze suggest solidity and firmness, while the voice, powerful as many waters, indicates authority and majesty. This vision of Jesus as King and High Priest, a combination familiar to the Jewish people, offers a complete representation of his nature and role. The description of his eyes, similar to the account of an angel in Daniel, highlights his penetrating vision and divine wisdom. In the book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 6, it is recorded, "His body had the appearance of beryl, emitting a golden glow. His face flashed like lightning, his eyes were like burning torches, and his arms and feet shone like burnished bronze." The sound of his words was comparable to the noise of a crowd or the roar of the sea. This description of the attributes resembles the account of the angel found in the book of Ezekiel. In Ezekiel 1:7, it says, "His legs were straight, and the soles of his feet were like calves' hooves, shining like gleaming bronze." The angelic characteristics present in John's vision of Jesus do not equate him with the angels. On the contrary, they probably highlight Jesus' immeasurable greatness. He is portrayed as no less glorious than a glorious angel, with passionate eyes, common in Greek literature, representing both passion and the supernatural, as well as brilliant details, reflecting the divine glory in Ezekiel 1:27. However, other features suggest that, although John has illustrated Jesus' glory as equal to or greater than that of an angel, it transcends these limits. Jesus' face shines like the sun, an image often associated with deities in Greek texts, angels, and even God in Jewish scriptures. John goes on to describe it in Revelation 1:16. "In his right hand he held 7 stars, and out of his mouth came a sharp 2-edged sword of judgment. His face, reflecting his majesty and the Shekinah glory, was like the sun shining with all its might at noonday." In the next verse, in Revelation 1:17, after witnessing this vision, John falls at Jesus' feet as if dead, and Jesus, in a reassuring gesture, places his right hand on him, saying, "Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last, the absolute divinity, the Son of God." Even though John was an apostle who had the opportunity to meet Jesus while he was walking the earth, he was amazed to witness this extraordinary vision. John's 3 years with Jesus were not enough to adequately prepare him for the moment when Jesus revealed himself in his heavenly majesty. In that instant, John realized the divine power and majesty that Jesus had temporarily renounced while living on earth, as described in Philippians 2:7. Jesus emptied himself, not by renouncing or diminishing his divinity, but by temporarily giving up the external manifestation of divine equality and his rightful dignity. By taking the form of a servant and becoming like men, he was fully human but without sin, being simultaneously fully God and fully man. At that moment, John understood Jesus' miracle of concealing his glory and authority as he walked the earth. Revelation 1:18 states, and the eternal living one, existing beyond all time and space. I died. But look, I am alive forevermore, and I have the keys of absolute control and victory over death and Hades, the realm of the deed. Jesus is the one who lives. He was deed, and now he lives eternally. He has the credentials of the resurrection and lives never to die again. Jesus' victory over sin and death is eternal. He did not rise from the dead to die again. Jesus is the only one who holds the keys to Hades and death. Some mistakenly believe that the devil has the authority or power to determine who lives and who dies. This notion is clearly mistaken, because only Jesus holds the keys to Hades and death. Originally, the book of Revelation was known in ancient Greek as Apocalypsis, which means a revelation or discovery. The book of Revelation is a revelation of Jesus Christ, in the sense that it belongs to him. He is the main revealer. The book highlights Jesus as the central point of its narrative. Why the need for a revelation of Jesus? Many teachers make the great mistake of considering Christ as a character on paper, certainly more than a myth, but still a distant figure from the past, a historical personality who lived many years ago and performed admirable acts by which we are saved. However, this view distances him from being a living reality, present and resplendent. As Spurgeon said, which God gave him to show to his servants. This is a significant reason why God chose to reveal information about Jesus Christ to humanity. He gave it to show his servants. God revealed this information so that it would be shared, not kept secret. This is an apocalypse, a revelation, not an apocrypha, something hidden. The book of Revelation is a work of predictive prophecy, making predictions about events that will occur in the future, at least in a future relative to the period in which it was written. Although not all prophecy is considered predictive, it is clear that this prophetic text is. Some might argue that we shouldn't bother with prophecy, considering it a futile exercise. However, if God has deemed it relevant to speak about it, we should devote our attention to listening. Some suggest that what lies in the future shouldn't be examined until it happens, but that perspective is hard to believe. As we conclude this extraordinary journey through the revelations of the book of Revelation, we hope it has enlightened your mind and touched your heart. However, this is only the surface. If you've been surprised and inspired by what you've learned today, there's much more waiting for you on our channel. Don't miss the opportunity to continue this incredible journey through the mysteries of faith, history, and prophecy. Subscribe now so you don't miss our next videos. If you like what you see, show your support by liking and sharing this video. Your comments are the window to your reflections and questions, and we look forward to exploring more of these profound truths together. Click on the bell to receive notifications, share this video with your friends and family, and join us on the next adventure of knowledge. Until then, keep reflecting, questioning, and exploring. Thank you for being with us today. See you soon.